What's going on, guys? Frank the Tank here, back on another episode of MLB The Show 16. A couple videos that I've dropped recently about embodying players and feeding players, quote unquote, to your Diamond Dynasty player. A couple of you guys have been asking questions in the comment section. I know there's a lot of videos out there about this, but I wanted to put a short one out just to give my sort of explanation because I think it's fairly simple to understand. So when you embody a player, when you conquer a team in Diamond Dynasty, you have the ability to conquer and command them. Now, by conquering a stronghold, all that means is you beat that team and you take their stronghold. So when you're on the conquest screen, we could jump there really quick. When you're on this screen, see where I'm at on the Cubs? Or right here, I'm at Detroit. So I'm right next to Detroit. If I play them in this game, I can beat them and I can conquer that stronghold. So what that means is I'll have access to them in the missions portion where I can command their team and embody a player. Now, what I mean by that is if you go back to missions, we go to this conquer command screen. A perfect example is the Royals. Now, I conquered the Royal stronghold, which means I beat them in their major territory on the conquest map. Now, to command them, you need to use Royals players for 1,000 innings. And when you do that, you get these rewards. You get the 10,000 XP, you get the 500 subs, and you get that 86 Billy Butler. Now, after this, you have the opportunity to feed Royals players to your created Diamond Dynasty guy in order to unlock a better reward. So for example, take the Mariners. Now, as you can see down here, I conquered the Mariners already and I completed the innings. Now, I had to play 700 innings with Mariners players to get that 84 Michael Pineda. Now, how you play that amount of innings, what you basically do is buy all the cheap Mariners players and get them at every position, all 5 starters and a couple guys in the bullpen, and then you just play games. Now, if you play a 9-inning game using 9 Mariners players, you'll get 81 innings for that game. So basically, you have to play about 10 games to get this done. Shouldn't really take too long. It took me a couple days just because I didn't have the opportunity to sit here and just grind it out. But now we go back up to the embody the Mariners. Now see how I have 58% of the Mariners embodied. What this means is if I feed enough Mariners players to my creative guy, which you guys know is Roberto Clemente, I can get this 93 ICHIRO. Now some of you ask, how do you feed the players? You go to your squad, you click on the squad, and it always brings you to starting pitcher. What you're going to do is you're going to hit L1 and you're going to go to the star. Now this is where you create your player, and my created player is Roberto Clemente. Then you go to train. Now what you want to do is here you could add cards to this list. You see how it says feed me? And then if you hit options, you could decide whether you want to feed him. I'm not going to feed them because those are 4 decent starting pitchers. Now what I'm going to do is go down through and find my Mariners players. Now the more Mariners players you feed, the more that percentage goes up. And when you get that to 100%, then you'll get those rewards, including that 93 Ichiro. Now see, I have Joe Weiland here. He's a 69 bronze starting pitcher. The bronze is only going to get me a couple percent towards that goal. Commons are 1 to 2%. Bronze, I think, are 3 to 4. I don't know the exact numbers, but I have a ton of extra players just from opening packs. See, like I have 5 of these Cody Martins. But what you do is you click these guys and you feed them, and eventually that meter gets to 100%, and we get ourselves the 93 overall Ichiro. Now, what I first thought when I heard about this process, I thought to get that, elite player, that diamond player, I was under the impression that you had to buy the whole Mariners team, including the elite Felix Hernandez, the gold Nelson Cruz, the gold Cano, and feed them all to get that player. And that's how I thought you got to 100%. That is not true. You could feed 100 common players, 100 bronze players, You could feed 10 of the same card, you could feed 1 of the same card. It doesn't matter. You don't have to spend your coins. You don't have to spend your stubs on those higher ranked players in order to get this done. Now, if you're gonna feed it golds or diamonds, I would never feed a diamond. Don't do that, guys. It's just not worth it. You would get it done a lot quicker, but it's not worth it. It really doesn't take that long. And if you have, 30,000 stubs, enough to buy Felix Hernandez, you really don't need to feed a diamond to it. You can go buy these, lower bronzes. You could buy these common cards, whatever you have to do to get that done, and the rewards are really worth it. You guys have seen some of my gameplays with the 96 Prince Fielder, which you get for doing the Brewers. This ICHIRO card is going to be really nice. I'm going to try to finish it in this video. I don't want this video to take forever. I just want a quick guide out there because a couple of you mentioned something in the comment section. Here's my Diamond Nolan Arenado. Might as well show you guys that. That's going to be an addition to our squad for the next gameplay. So that'd be nice. Maybe I'll drop the gameplay before this because that was not necessarily going to be a surprise, but I like to add some decent players every now and then. So as you can see, we're starting to run out of Mariners players. I already fed about 58%, and it's a process. It takes a little while, but all you're really doing is going through. You can only feed up to 16 players at a time, I do believe. So watch out for that. Make sure you don't hit back a couple times and ruin it. Like, see right here, we try to feed another player, it won't let us. Or so max is 16 players. So you hit feed, and you want to make sure, because if you guys don't know this, once you feed those cards to your created player, you can no longer use them. But like an example right here, this Sinshu Chu is a really good card. 72 contact, 70 contact against lefties, 74 power against righties, really nice arm strength, and 70 speed. It's a nice card. You get this for collecting 25 Mariners. Do not feed this card. That's way too good of a card to feed. That you're only going to get like 8, probably 5% for. It's not worth it. You could buy 5 common cards for, a total of 200 stubs, 300 stubs, and then you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish putting these cards in to get this ICHIRO, and I will be back and show you guys the final steps of acquiring it. Alright guys, so we're back here. It took me about 10 minutes after I finished that up just to add all those lower level common guys, bronze guys. They don't get you too far, but I completed this ICHIRO without having to buy one single card, which is good. I know that, not a lot of you guys have opened as many packs as I have, but it's really good to have all those cards in your reserves. So I encourage you to go through all your cards, and use all those players before you go out and buy anything specifically to do this. So we will redeem, and we get that 25,000 XP. We're almost at 40. We get them stubs, and now we have our ICHIRO. So excited to get this card. Let's take a look at the stats. I had Colby Rasmus in left field, just having him sit there. I just played all those innings with Mariners players. It's going to be so nice to not play with Mariners players for the time being. But ICHIRO is a right fielder, so we're going to take a look at this card. It can play right, center, left. 93 overall diamond. 99 contact righty, 94 contact lefty. Power, if you put a decent swing sometimes against righties, you'll hit it out. Lefties, you're probably not going to hit any home runs. 98 plate vision, 99 clutch is fantastic. 96 fielding, 99 arm strength, 98 speed. This guy is a monster. Very happy to add him to the team. Since Roberto Clemente is our first baseman, Ichiro Suzuki is going to start in center field for us. He's going to hit leadoff. I'm pretty sure right now we're going to put Cespedes at left field. I'm thinking either Cespedes in left field. Maybe I'll keep Braun there, or maybe I'll try to grab somebody else. But that's going to do it, guys. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. If you have any more questions about this process, about the details, hit me up. I'll do my best to answer in the comments. I appreciate the support. The channel has been doing great. Can't thank you guys enough. The only way I can thank you is by putting out more videos, which is what I intend on doing. So thanks a lot, guys, and I will catch you